Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade.
Welcome to the Unfiltered by Jade, where we educate, empower, and entertain. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, download, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records.
Shopping assistance, your style, your budget. Our services include online and local shopping for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, and helping you find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876-919-5195 or shoppingassistance2015@gmail.com. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget.
Welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have with us here a special guest. Her name is Lilla. She's a pharmacist, a nootropic and superfood expert, and I'm sure she does so much more. Hi, Lilla.
Hi, Jade, and thank you so much for having me. And hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Lilla Bessenyei, and it's weird to pronounce it. It's Hungarian, so don't worry about it. I'm a pharmacist. I work currently in drink development, so I develop healthy and innovative drinks for the UK market. I'm also a health and productivity coach. So
love that.
I know a lot about nootropics, superfoods, and I implement this in the brands we create, as well as I implement strategies how you can use these ingredients for your personal life to achieve more success, productivity, and fulfillment.
Lovely, lovely. Dr. Lilla, what are the differences between healthy and unhealthy beverages?
Well, this is a great question because most people are not aware how many unhealthy ingredients their drinks can contain. So many of the mainstream drinks, especially when it comes to anything diet, they usually contain artificial sweeteners like acesulfame K, aspartame, or NutraSweet, or sucralose, and these are artificial sweeteners. There has been some studies actually that these molecules or these substances are mainly used for weight loss. But some studies have shown that these actually do not help with weight loss at all because they work through different pathways and actually might cause more harm to the body than good. So of course it's very good to try to get rid of excess sugar because generally there has been that sugar craze that many drinks contain way too much sugar, and especially when it comes to the alcohol market, some cocktails can contain almost 100 grams of sugar per serving, which is insane, and most of them don't even need to display it on their nutritional information because you don't have to put nutritional information on alcoholic drinks. So that might change in the future, but sometimes people are just not aware of all the not so healthy ingredients they are consuming from their day-to-day life. And the other artificial flavorings, colorings, and anything artificial I would prefer to stay away from. So to be honest, I eat a healthy diet and live a healthy lifestyle, and I try not to consume too many soft drinks in general, because carbonation is not best for your teeth, but also not to consume too much sugar. Or when I usually read the labels, and if there's anything artificial inside, I try to stay away from it. And one of the areas that is very tricky at the moment is the fitness products, because when it comes to fitness, people go for high protein, but unfortunately many of these, for example, protein drinks and anything high protein, with the keto diet, keto would like to avoid sugar as much as possible. So these kind of products very often contain artificial sweeteners. It's up to you to decide if you want to consume them or not, but if I'm already consuming something for my health, I prefer to stay away from artificial sweeteners like sucralose and things like that.
Right. How does hydration impact energy levels, digestion, and overall health?
Yeah, so hydration is very, very important, and I would like to point it out that drinking soft drinks doesn't mean that you are hydrating yourself. So proper hydration is drinking water. You can put in some electrolytes for better hydration, but water is essential. And like, there are different views how much water you should consume during the day. I like to consume at least 3 liters a day, but I usually do more. So I train a lot, and sometimes I can drink up to 5 liters of water or more. And to be honest, I realized that the more I drink, the better I feel, the better I perform physically, and also the better is my focus, which is great.
Right.
And I'm not saying to anyone that you should drink 3 liters of water. It's up to you. And also, it takes some time for you to adjust and to get used to new habits. But theoretically, you should drink 2.5 liters of water. People say, some experts say, that it is better to consume in smaller amounts. I usually start with 1 liter of water in the morning, which is very, very important. And I would like to point it out that when it comes to morning routines, many people like to start their days with caffeine for energy. But the truth is that water wakes up the body, because during the night, your body dehydrates. You don't drink anything for example, 8 hours. And then the first thing your body needs is hydration. And you should drink at least 1 glass of water, more if you can, before you would drink anything else. And if you can delay caffeine consumption for 1 to 2 hours, then it will optimize your energy levels rather than deplete your energy levels. I personally like to stay away from caffeine, but that's a whole nother story. So back to hydration. You should drink water, and filtered water is better, because the tough water can contain certain ingredients that are not optimal for the body. For example, xenoestrogens, which are estrogen-like molecules, and they can act like estrogen in the body, but the body has hard times to get rid of them, because they are still not exactly the same molecule as estrogen, and the body doesn't always recognize them when it comes to elimination. Now, these xenoestrogens can actually throw off people's hormonal balances, especially for females. and this can be a big issue. I used to suffer from this, and it's very, very important to keep your hormones balanced. That for females, if your hormones are out of balance, you will struggle to lose weight, you will struggle to focus, you will have low energy levels, you can have issues with sleep, like insomnia, or just having way too much anxiety. So many of these factors can actually be linked to hormonal imbalances. And another thing that can be also not optimal for health is actually drinking from plastic bottles, because these plastic bottles have chemicals that can also act like xenoestrogens, and they can dissolve into the water when the water is sitting inside the bottle. So if you are using bottles, it's better to use either aluminum bottle or just glass bottles. It's healthier. But again, drinking water is more important than being perfect. So of course, if you don't have any other option, just drink it from the plastic bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Lilla, what are some of the biggest myths surrounding coffee, tea, and energy drink?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest myths, people think that more is better. And they think that the more caffeine they consume, they will be more energetic. But this can be exactly the opposite. So nowadays, the market is very saturated with caffeine and with all the energy drinks, and especially in the US, some of the energy drinks can contain insane amounts of caffeine, like 200 milligrams per serving. And when it comes to caffeine, you don't need, such amount of caffeine that would perk up a horse. Let's just say that.
Right.
Because some people swear by actually caffeine microdosing. So one of the things is that you will just get caffeine tolerant, and even if you drink more, it won't really have any refreshing effect, and that's the reason you are drinking the caffeine or coffee or energy drink. But the other thing is that, again, if you overconsume caffeine, it can elevate your cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, and cortisol or elevated cortisol levels are actually linked to quite a few lifestyle related illnesses like hypertension and there are some studies that it can be linked to even cancer and diabetes.
Wow.
So cortisol is the stress hormone, and especially that if you are working in a stressful job and you are over consuming on caffeine, you will just do betting for yourself, basically. You are working against yourself. One thing is that energy depends on way more factors than just caffeine. So how caffeine works is just one pathway, but there are a lot of other ways you can increase your energy levels without having any negative side effects. The other factor is that caffeine dehydrates you. So if we go back to the topic of waking up the body with hydration, this works against it. So that's another reason why you shouldn't drink coffee first thing in the morning, because it dehydrates your body, and dehydration is linked to fatigue, it is linked to headaches and loss of performance when it comes to physical performance. So water is very, very important, and hydration is very, very important. That's why you should rather optimize your caffeine levels instead of just chucking down the next energy drink or the next cup of coffee. And
what about tea, Dr. Lilla? What about tea?
tea is not bad. So green tea actually contains not only caffeine, but green tea contains L-theanine, and L-theanine is also a nootropic ingredient. It helps to slow down caffeine absorption, therefore it can prevent the caffeine crash. The caffeine crash when you drink a cup of coffee in the morning and you feel extremely tired within a few hours. You might even feel more tired than you were in the morning.
Okay.
So L-theanine helps with optimizing caffeine absorption, but L-theanine itself is a nootropic ingredient and it promotes relaxation and focus. Therefore, when you combine L-theanine with caffeine, you will have a much healthier and more stable level of awareness, which is much more optimal for the day, I think, because you don't want to have like a roller coaster energy levels then when you are shaking and having the jitters because you consume way too much caffeine, and then a few hours later you are just deadly tired and you need another cup of coffee. So green tea is much better, but again, I wouldn't advise anyone to overconsume green tea, but rather focus on creating a balanced energy for the day. So make sure you hydrate a lot. Make sure you can actually have a lot of other nootropic ingredients, which I can talk about later. And we actually create a lot of healthy energy drinks for the UK market. We also created for international markets, and these contain herbal ingredients that either nourish the brain or increase brain circulation or in any way help brain function, and not just trying to perk up the brain to suddenly feel more energetic and then crash.
Okay. How do homemade drinks compare to store-bought options regarding health benefits?
So, this is an interesting question, but I love it. First, we always say when we develop drinks for the mass market, you have to be aware that when you want to transfer your homemade recipe, you will have to make some compromises. But we often don't make compromises when it comes to health. We rather have to make compromises sometimes with texture and packaging and things like that. But sometimes it can be the fact that you cannot provide that level of nutrition when it comes to long shelf life drinks. So, for example, when it comes to freshly pressed juices, you can go through a process called HPP, which is high pressure processing, and that means that they actually put the juice into plastic containers. You cannot do this with glass, and they go under very high pressure, and this without heat treatment can elongate their shelf life, but only up to 60 days usually. So you cannot have something that lasts for 1 or 2 years, which is unfortunately the optimal shelf life for a product that is made for mass market. We work with a lot of wholesalers and they just don't like to take on these products with shorter shelf life because, again, it's a risk of having wastage if they cannot sell the products. So from the practical point of view, sometimes you cannot have a perfectly nutritious product than you could make at home. When it comes to, for example, green juices, usually the freshest is the best. So if you can make at home, it's the you cannot have anything better in the supermarket. But for example, when it comes to other type of nutritional products, for example, protein drinks or drinks that contain certain vitamins and minerals, long shelf life products can be great alternatives because, for example, I really love protein drinks, especially with a little extra added nutrition. You can just grab and go and train, and you don't really have to worry about making a smoothie after your workout. You have something fairly healthy to consume instantly. So I think it's all about balance.
Okay.
And there are, thankfully, especially nowadays, there are a lot of great and healthy options out there for drinks, which have long shelf life, and you can buy them in stores. On the other hand, yes, quite a few other drinks unfortunately can contain preservatives and, like, not exactly healthy ingredients I would like to consume on a daily basis. So
Right.
when it comes to us developing drinks, we always prefer to skip using any preservatives and rather use pasteurization to preserve these healthy drinks, because for us it makes no sense to create something healthy and then just chuck a lot of preservatives inside.
Right.
Unfortunately, actually, these preservatives and even a lot of artificial sweeteners and colorings are linked to ADHD and linked to lack of focus and mental performance. So that's another factor that you need to consider when buying these kind of products in the store.
So it's really better then that we make our own drinks, our
Yeah,
own drinks, than to go and buy anything else.
yes, of course. I mean, it's very nice to make healthy drinks at home, and I love to make my own matcha at home, and there are a lot of fun, for example, non-alcoholic cocktails you can make at home that can actually even improve your brain performance, mental performance. But there are a lot of healthy options in the stores as well. But again, it is in ideal scenario you can make them at home, but life is not perfect, so you always have to think about the balance, what you want currently and what serves your needs the most at this moment. So if you are out there and you need a healthy drink, then of course, like, grab something healthy in the supermarket.
Okay, but don't make it something constant that you do.
Well, I think there are a lot of healthy options. The drinks we make, I 100% believe in it.
Okay.
Or believe in them. And they wouldn't make any harm. Rather, they would do good for you if you drank them every day.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I want you to tell the audience where is it that they can find you, where can they find some of the products that you make, how can they access them, especially if they're not in the UK or anywhere. If they're in the US, how can they get these? And tell us a little bit more about the products, please.
Yeah, so anyone who wants to find me, you can find me on Instagram at productivity with Lilla.
Okay.
I can send you the link to put in the show notes, or
Right.
yeah, to link it. It will be easier. My website is theunfilteredbygade.com. So THENUUTRUPICS specialist.com.
Okay.
Yeah, it would take ages to pronounce it separately. So, but I work in partnership with Branding Innovations.
Okay.
And that website is brandinginnovations.co.uk.
Okay.
And we usually feature a lot of products there. We recently created some drinks for an Olympic athlete. Those are actually hydration drinks, so they contain some electrolytes, vitamins, minerals, and herbal extracts to improve performance and recovery. We also created some protein drinks. So in certain scenarios, there wasn't a better option, so we had to use things like sucralose because our client demanded it. So we created some protein drinks for the 50 plus market because our clients. So how we work is that people come to us with an idea and we help them develop the drinks, but it's not exactly our brand. It will be our client's brand. So
Okay.
we created those 50 plus drinks because many people from the older generation, they are struggling with maintaining muscle mass.
Right.
And this can lead to a lot of negative effects and especially health consequences for elderly people or middle-aged people.
Right.
What else? We also developed some water enhancers. The thing is, we developed some bubble teas, which don't contain any preservatives or artificial sweeteners or colorings, and they also taste amazing.
So people can just go on the website and order from there?
Not really. If you would be interested in anything, it's better to reach out to me and I can point you towards where you should go, because we work with clients separately and it's their brand, so you can only buy it from them.
Okay.
But some of our products, or some of the products we worked on, are already available in, for example, Holland and Barrett in the UK. The American market is a tricky market, so we have clients who have aspirations to go to the US market, but we don't have special products in the US market yet. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's work in progress.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No problem. Thank you so much, Dr. Lilla, for speaking to the audience about understanding healthy versus unhealthy beverages, and what are some of the things that we can look for when it is that we're looking for beverages to consume, better alternatives that we can take. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm happy that I can help, and I know that this is a big issue for many people. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me on Instagram. I am more than happy to guide you and guide
Awesome.
you towards your healthier life.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you also to the listeners on the Unfiltered by Jade, and we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Thank you.
Bam bam bide, bam bam bide, badu bidi bam bam bide.